Hello and welcome to my madness. I'm Eric and I have today a new box of cards to open. I picked up a pack of Powers of the Mind and I have half a box of time gates that I had held on to that I'm going to open today as well. So here I have the actual live feed. I've changed my camera position a little from the previous videos. Camera is significantly lower. Hopefully that will make the focus on the cards a little easier so that it doesn't keep losing focus on me. Now, Powers of the Mind I talked about before. This is one of the worst sets that they released, mainly because of what's contained in it. This has three major empires that added to the game, but you could only get the empires in these booster packs, and it wasn't easy to get enough of them to make playable decks. So what ended up happening is these didn't sell very well, and like a lot of the games, there were just tons of leftovers, or a lot of the sets in this game. So I'm gonna go through and start opening some packs and saving some of the wrappers from the stuff I'm opening because I've been putting the wrappers on display for myself. All right, we start out almost immediately with one of the cards I was looking to get, a Field of Death. Now, with this set, one of the things that happened to me is there were a few very rare cards that I got very few of. Uh, the Visonic, a couple of the very rares for the Visonic Empire, I got very few of. A couple of the field cards I didn't get enough to make two decks, let alone three or four, which I almost have enough for now. So the Field of Death was one I was hoping to get. I have a Psychanti Deception, Psychanti Empath, the first Psychanti or first Psy card designated with a P in the upper left hand corner. I'm going to set these aside because I want to see by the end of my pack opening how many Psy cards I get and do I get enough to actually make a deck too. Techno Psy, played on a non-Psy crew card. If the crew card is in play on a generic ship, allows that ship to protect the Psy network. So one of the things that made the Psy Empires different is that ship cards didn't protect their Psy network, their Psy headquarters, but this allowed them to. So normally your Psy cards acted as your defense for your Psy network. Field of Power, Comet Control, played on any Comet card, so that comets are a type of terrain. That's a nice picture. Psy Dragon, Psychanti Apprentice, Dragon Muzzle, Field of Channeling, Valerian Infestor, and a Breach City. Now, the Valerians were the third empire introduced in this set. The first being the Psychanti and the second being the Visonic. Those are both Psi-based empires, whereas the Valerians were based on uh, capturing crew cards of your opponents and seizing control of their ships when you did so. Basically, kind of a mind control symbiote like the Goa'uld from Stargate. So again, this empire was somewhat difficult to get enough together to allow you to make a deck, and I'm looking for an A7 Valerian Infestor or two. I'd like to get those, but I'm going to set that aside also because again, I want to see if I can get enough cards out of one box to actually make decks, or have a go at making a deck anyway. Side control base. That's a pretty good base for a side deck. There's a Bizonic Empath. So, a minor Bizonic card. Mind Shield, protecting non-side crew from psi attacks. Electro Field, an F1 field card. So, a minor field card. Fighter Support. Divergence of Psi. Psychanti Muse. Starwalker. Bizonic Homeworld. Don't need any of these myself. I have a bunch. Psychanti Kinesthesis, so I'm already going heavy with Psychanti in this deck, this box, just like I did with all the old cards that I'd gotten. Psi Relay. Can only be used in a side deck. Laid on a terrain card, allows the terrain to protect the Psi network. So again, this gives the ability to have non-Psi crew protect the Psi network. And a Psychanti protection base. So a Psychanti only base. Again, getting a lot of Psychanti right off the bat for my cards. Now there's going to be one entity card that's a strength 10 card in this box. There's 4 different ones that you can get. And I'm kind of hoping to get one of the 2 Psi cards, but I don't care which one I get. All 4 of the entity cards in this set are pretty good. So Cybus Trinary System. Again, this is must have if you're building a Psi deck, and I think I needed a couple of these, so that's not a bad get for me. F2 Lesser Healing Field. Not the greatest, but it's good. Allows you to heal up your Psi cards that have been attacked. Psi Disease, Plasma Vortex, Bizonic Muse, Scroll of Viscaras, a card that boosts your Psi card, your Bizonic Psi cards. Personal Cruiser. This is the only ship that appears in this set. It's a minor ship, not very useful. If you want to use ships, you pretty much need to get cards from one of the other sets, Primary or Universe or something. A Psychanti Field, so this card is only usable by Psychanti. A 5 Valerian Mind Lord, another one that you pretty much need for building Valerian, so that's the second Valerian card I've gotten. Parasitic Dispersion, Bizonic Apostle, and a Corporeal Traveler. CEO. I'm pretty sure this one got reprinted in Universe Edition. So there's my very rare card. Mind Turning. Bizonic Empath. Psi Moon. These are kind of nice because they they can't be damaged by weapons fire, so you can drop a base or a psi on here, and the train can't get shot out from underneath them very easily. Temporal Field. So one of the very rare cards I got before was this Field of Death. One of the things they did when they set these up is this Temporal Field is only a rare. F7 Field of Death is a very rare. And there's one other F7 card. I think it's the Greater Healing. And that's also very rare. So it created a bottleneck. They had an F8 and an F9 that were rare, I believe. But you needed at least one F7 in your deck in order to support them properly. So it created like a bottleneck where you had trouble getting the card that you needed to properly support the easier to get cards. Stupefy, a Visonic Apprentice, Mind Shield. When I say properly support, if you're not familiar with Galactic Empires, the deck building rules, there was a special rule where you had to have one of each card up to the strength number of a card in your deck. So if you want to put an A7 in there, you need to have an A1 and A2 all the way up to A6 to support the A7. So when I talk about it creating a bottleneck, if it's hard to get the only F7 card that there is, or one of the two that there is, then it made it difficult to support the F8. Now there was an ability to put exceptions in the deck, but it sucks to have to burn off an exception when you could have a useful card. The Field of Death was actually a useful card, and so is the Healing Field. So Material Evil. This is a pretty neat looking card. And the Rogue Couple. So one of the nice things about the Rogue Couple is this is one of the few cards in the game that allows you to take control of your opponent's cards outside of the Falarians. That's special just to that empire. So that allowed anybody to take control of a ship. And with the Rogue Couple, since you can play that in any deck, not just a side deck, anybody could use it. So that is a good card. Of course, I think it's partially ruined by the fact that it got reprinted, so it's not just available in this set; it's in Universe as well. Psychanti Conflagration. So this is one of the foil cards. Always nice to get those. Pretty sure I didn't need any of them. Infestation Inhibitor. This is one of the cards that was reprinted in Universe, mainly because this is a card that's very specific to protecting your deck against a Valerian deck. It did get a partial rewrite in the rules, though, so refer to the Universe Edition version of this if, as far as the rules go. Lesser Healing Field, Psi Disease, Plasma Vortex, Zonic Muse, another Scroll of Viscaras, another Personal Cruiser, an F6 Field of Matter, Cosmic String, Asteroid Shield, and Psi Seduction. Sure how many more packs I'm going to save. Uh, what I did with it is I have a 3D printer, so I actually printed some plastic blanks that would fill up the entire pack and a stand to put it on. And I can print some 3D blanks to put some plastic blanks to put in here and put them back in my box as well, just for display purposes. So that's one of the reasons why I want to save a few. Planet Gavasera. This is a small terrain. It's only a T5, but it's the very rare. Has a lot of healing points for use on size, which is really nice. And I needed a few of these, so that's nice. Psychotic Sludge, Psychanti Pledge, Mind Guard, Psy Moon. There's another 8, Temporal Field, Stupefy, another Infestation Prohibitor, P7 Visonic Duelist. It's a decently powerful Psy card. Now with the Psy cards, they created a bottleneck with the P6s, and I'm looking for some Visonic P6s. They'd be nice to find. And they're very rare. So there's another Valerian Mind Lord, Minor Terrain Field, and an Informant. Minor Terrain Field, this one's not bad. This one's readable. I think it's the major terrain field or just terrain field that is very difficult to read. Oriole Defender, lesser healing, Psi Disease, Plasma Vortex of Visonic Muse. So getting a lot of small size. Personal Cruiser, Psychanti Field, Psychiatric Psi Responder. This at least is a nice looking card. Robert Kraus did a lot of good artwork. Psychanti Occultist, Visonic Ruin, so Visonic only base. Uh, one of the downsides of this base is it doesn't have any shields like most bases, although if you put an Archaeologist in your deck, you can double the strength of the base. And a Psychanti Planetesimal. This is basically a kind of a Psychanti homeworld. All right, Hypnotic Trance. This is one of my favorite cards as far as the artwork goes. Although the artwork actually is nothing special, but it's a nice foil that has great reflective effect. And I think I had 3 of these. This makes 4. So this one I might actually put in on display somewhere since I like to keep a play deck's worth at least I can use. Play decks. Mental Inspiration. Cybot. Psi Outposts. Minor base for your size. Pending Chaos. This is a nice sunset scene. With an alien on it, of course. Sonic Practitioner. Opposite Extension. Field of Milding. P5, Bizonic Apostle, so mid-level, mid-strength Psi. A Bizonic Psi. Acidic Dispersion. Psionic Enhancement. This is another one of the piece of artwork I think is really nice. And Psionic Soothing. So this one, all damage or applied research on a Psi being on which this card is played is removed. So this basically instantly heals one of your Psis. And it's a reaction card. So in Galactic Empires, you can play a card in reaction to your opponent doing something. For instance, if they score damage on your Psi, if your Psi is about to die, you can play this in reaction to fully heal them. Safe Haven. Not a bad piece of artwork, not a great card, not a bad card. It one of the nice things, all crew on the terrain card cannot be attacked or affected by monster cards. Since Psis are a subset of crew, this would protect Psis as well. Desolation. This is a nice piece of artwork. Just an astronaut sitting on a barren moon all by himself. Sonic Field. Psychanti Deception. Techno Psi. Psychanti Empath. Field of Power. Comet Control. Psi Pyramid. Cyber Mage. P7 Sonic Duelist. An entertaining pastime. This is not a bad piece of artwork, Keith. Just some friends sitting around a table playing a game. Central Galactic Bank. This is one of the cards I need, but not out of this set. They printed this one in Universe Edition, and all I have is all the ones from uh, Powers of the Mind here. I have, I think, 3 or 4 of these, all from Powers of the Mind. I want to get one of the Universe Edition. The worst thing is, I haven't seen a Universe Edition, but the overall look of the Universe Edition cards is almost exactly the same as the cards from Powers of the Mind. So it's basically the same card, but there's usually a tiny bit of difference in the set of the card, and I'm trying to collect it for my card scans. Psy Dragon, Psycanti Apprentice, Mental Inspiration, Psybot, Psy Outpost, another Impending Chaos, Opposite Extension, E3 Psy Training Base, so a small base for a Psy deck, Psycanti Apostle, Oriole Traveler, and Psy Seduction again. There we go. Bazonic Defender. This is one of the ones I really wanted. I only had one of these. I opened 4 or 5 boxes, possibly 6. I think 5. I have 4 entity cards from this set, so I definitely opened at least 4. I might have traded one away because I have enough cards to have opened about 5.5 boxes. So I don't know if I got 5 boxes, if I got 6 boxes and gave or traded some away. But that's one of the cards I was really hoping to get out of this box. Electrofield. Fighter Support. Virgins of Psy. Psycanti Muse. Starwalker. Desolation again. Zonic Field. Torment. Dragon Harness. Minor Terrain Field. And another Psy Enhancement. So right now I'd really like to get one more Defender and either 4th Defender or the Bizonic Paladin. All right, here's another one I wanted to get, Field Transferal. For whatever reason, I only got one of these. This one, when played, allows a field card in the fleet to be moved from one terrain card to another. So if you have a terrain card with a field that you really want to keep, you can play this in reaction to the terrain getting blown up by an opponent and move it to another. So I wanted at least 2 of these, so each of my side decks could have one. It's an O2 card, which means that it's a good play to put in your sideboard, since you can trade it for almost any other card early on in the game. Well, as soon as you get a field that you want to hang on to, you make that trade, so your field transfer card will be in your hand as well. Psycanti Field, Mind Turning, Mind Shield, Electro Field, Support, Agents of Psi, Psycanti Muse, Operative Gravity, Data Bank, P7 Psycanti Duelist, and an A4 Valerian Infestor. So I've actually gotten up to strength 7 size, and there is my Psycanti Master entity from this deck, this box. So it's a nice find. Starwalker, Desolation, Sonic Field, Psycanti Deception, Sonic Apprentice, Psy Empath, Techno Psy, Psionic Soothing, Psy Training, E5 Psycanti Apostle, and an A7 Mind Lord, Valerian Mind Lord. Quasi Particle. I think this is another one that I had only one of. It's a run of the mill, reasonably powerful hazard card, but nice to get a second one. 9 turning, Psionic Empath, Psionic Apprentice, Shield, Electro Field, Fighter Support, Divergence of Psi, 9 turning, E3 Psionic Kinesticist, a Dragon Muzzle, and a Field of Channeling. So I feel like I'm getting a good mix of both Psychanti and Visonic in this box. Not very many Falarian, although I think they were all pretty rare or very rare. So F4 Terrain Field. I think I kind of wanted one or two more of these as well. This is the one I was talking about. There's a very dark planet in the background. They put the text right over top of it, and it's very difficult to read. Now, the one good thing about it is all the top 3 functions are all exactly the same. Causes 2 points, causes 5 points, causes 8 points. So you can interpolate from these 2 functions what this one says. This one, it says destroys any terrain card, and then it shows 10 damage. They said that the 10 damage is to be ignored in errata. It just straight out destroys a terrain card. Psi Mutation, Psi Healer, Xonic Pledge, Range Psi, Terrain Attack Shuttle, Personal Base, Atmospheric Evasion, C6 CFO, Psychotic Sludge, Techno Field, and a Projected Infestation. So this one's not actually a Falarian infester, but it allows a Falarian infester to infest a ship without leaving a location in the fleet. So it's only for a Falarian infester deck. Cybot. This one's not too bad a card. Uh, it can use 2 cyber disciplines, which is some of the field cards are cyber disciplines, so it's not too bad. And while this says the Psi Empires are able to imbue, it doesn't say anything about only playable in a side deck, which means that anybody can put this in their deck and use cyber disciplines. Psychanti Practitioner, A2 Falarian Infester, and this one is miscut. You can see the top white border is significantly larger than the bottom white border. Miscut on the back too. And it looks like all of the, I'm assuming, common cards in here are at least slightly miscut. Real Field, Psionic Interference, Psychotic Sludge, Plasma Vortex, Psychanti Pledge, E6 Falarian Infester, Breach City. This is another one of the artwork pieces that I do like out of this set. B4 Psi Pyramid, and a P7 Visonic Duelist. There's the A7 Falarian Infester. I would like to get 2 of these. This is 1, so that's good. Field of Minor Wilding. This is another one of the ones that the background's kind of too dark. Although most of the text is readable, the title is a little hard. Psi Mutation, Psi Healer, Xonic Pledge, Terrain Psi, Terrain Attack Shuttle, Personal Base, Xonic Homeworld, Psychanti Projection Station, Material Evil, and another rogue couple. Here's a P9 Visonic Submaster. I only had two of these. I want to set up enough for a second Visonic deck, so this will go in the second Visonic deck. Psychanti Deception, Psychanti Empath, Techno Psi, Field of Power, Comet Control, Psy Dragon, Psychanti Apprentice. Oh, this one I've seen it a couple of times. I didn't talk about it. One of the nice things about the Psy Dragon S is it can be used in any deck. It's a dragon card. It's a minor empire. You can use two opponent disciplines. So if you're playing against a side deck, this is actually a decent card to have because you can use their own disciplines against them. Field of Matter, Cosmic String, Psi Responder, and Psychotic Sludge, M4. There's just something about ripping open a pack that's fun. I don't know what it is. Undiscovered System. This isn't a bad system. Bad terrain card. Bisonic Practitioner, Opposite Extension, Field of Minor Wilding, Psi Mutation, Psi Healer, Bisonic Pledge, Terrain Psi, Psi Training, Second CFO, Psi Seduction, and a Psi Responder. F7 Healing Field. Here's the other F7 I was talking about. I did want at least one more of these, so that's a nice get. Kind of getting what I want out of this set so far. Zonic Muse, Scroll of Iskaros, Personal User, Psychanti Field, Mind Turning, Zonic Empath, Mind Shield, Zonic Occultist, D4 Dragon, Minor Terrain Field, and a Psionic Enhancement. Energy Storage Facility. Not really a great base, not horrible. Mental Inspiration, Psybot, Psy Outpost, Impending Chaos of Bizonic Petitioner, another Field of Minor Wilding, Psy Mutation, Psy Training. I don't think I've seen this one opening yet. Psionic Augmentation, Psychanti Kinesist, and A4 Valerian. And there's the Visonic Paladin I wanted. I'm getting pretty much everything I was hoping to get out of this box. Field of Power, Comet Control, Psy Dragon, Psychanti Apprentice, Mental Inspiration, Psybot, Psy Outpost, Field of Chaos, Psychanti Occultist, Visonic Rules, and an Asteroid Shield. Exploration Mission. Psychanti Muse, Starwalker, Desolation, Sonic Field, Psychanti Deception, Psychanti Empath, Techno-Psi, Parasitic Dispersion, Sonic Apostle, Field of Chaos, and a corporeal traveler. Sonic control board. Field of power, comet control, another side dragon, no, Psychanti apprentice, mental inspiration, small Cybot, cyber discipline, Psy outpost, Psychanti planetesimal, so that's Psychanti homeworld, techno Psy training, parasitic augmentation. F9 interstellar field. Really need this. This is the very rare from this pack. Atmospheric evasion, Psychanti practitioner, sonic practitioner, an A2 Valerian, Boreal field, Currents, psychotic sludge, cyber mage plant. This one's not bad. Allows the card to count as a cyber mage. The crew card you put it on, formant, and a or C5 cyber mage. So this guy counts as a cyber mage and cyber disciplines. Now the nice thing about the cyber mages is the one player with the strongest cyber mage in play, no ties, is allowed one extra card play and one extra card by each turn. So if you can get the strongest cyber mage, you can get extra card plays and draws. So they are useful to have. There's not a lot of cyber mages. I think there's a C4 and a C6 cyber mage. A Visonic Master. Get that. So I pulled 2 out of this set. Put it in this pile. I put it in this pile. There it is. So that's nice. I trying to build an extra play deck for both the Psychanti and the Visonic, and this box gave me one of each. God. The only thing better is if they give me a frickin' Chikan the Forever Man out of this too. Not Chikan, Kathan. I forget what his name is pronounced. If they give me a third one, I'm going to like be insane. Now, one of the slightly disappointing things is the Visonic, as you can see, has a nice foil effect, and the Psychanti Master is not a foil card. So, sad. Psychanti Pledge, A4 Mind Guard, Moon, Coral Field, Stupefy, Visonic Presence, Infestation Inhibitor, Psi Seduction, Visonic Ruins, Psychanti Planetesimal, and a CEO, or CFO. H8 Quark. Mind Guard, Moon, Temporal Field, Stupefy, Apprentice, Station Inhibitor, Lesser Healing, Field of Matter, Cosmic String, Visonic Occultist, and Asteroid Shield. Evolving Terrain. So this one's kind of nice. It allows the terrain to heal itself with 2 points each turn. It's good for almost any deck. You put it on one of your bigger trains and make it harder to destroy. Psy Healer, Psychanti Pledge, Scroll of Viscaras, personal cruiser, Drain Psi, train attack shuttle, Mind Shield, Zonic Occultist, Dragon Harness, Minor Terrain Field, and a Psionic Enhancement. P9. So I think I got a Zonic P9 already. Here's the Psychanti Submaster. Would have rather had the Visonic, another Visonic Submaster, because I think I have 4 of these, and that was my third Visonic. This it gives me 5 of these, but out of the same box, it's nice to see a good mix of cards. This I think is a better mix than what I got years ago, as far as getting a good mix between the two empires and everything. Pending Chaos, Visonic Practitioner, Opposite Extension, Field of Minor Wilding, Psi Mutation, Psi Healer, Visonic Pledge, Psi Relay, Field of Viscaras, Mind Turning, and Arduous Study. Arduous Study allows you to do any discipline. I'm pretty sure that includes opponent disciplines. I may be mistaken. Have to check the rules. It's been a while since I played, so. It definitely allows you to use any of your own fields on that side. Citadel. So this is a pretty good base. Played in reaction mode, damage allocated to a train card is applied to the base. So reactionary bases are nice in general because there's not a lot of them. The fact that you can drop a big base on a train card that just got attacked and about to be destroyed is really nice. Mind Guard, Moon, Temporal Field, Stupefy, Sonic Apprentice, Infestation Inhibitor, Lesser Healing, A4 Valerian, Mind Turning, Sonic Kinesthesist, and another Dragon Muzzle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packs left. So, 8 Valerian Infestor. I don't need that, but for the box, it's nice to see. Psi Disease, Plasma Vortex, Sonic Muse, Scroll of Viscaras, Personal User, Psychanti Field, Mind Turning, Psionic Soothing, Psi Training Site, Psychanti Apostle, and Field of Chaos. Psi Marine. This isn't too bad. This is a Marine card, an attack capable crew that can only be used in a Psi deck. Psychanti Practitioner, Boreal Field, Sonic Interference, Psychotic Sludge, Psychanti Pledge, Mind Guard, Infestation Inhibitor, Field of Channeling, Cyber Mage Implant, Castine, and Visonic Occultist. Let's see, an A7, a P6 Visonic, or I think this is my 4th or 5th one of these, and I'm going to put that on display too, I think. Damn it. This is the Artifact Scepter of Time. Obviously one of the foils. Nice card. Drain Psi, Train Attack Shuttle, Personal Base, Atmospheric Invasion, Valerian Infestor, Boreal Field, Visonic Interference, Arduous Study, Inoperative Gravity, another Valerian Infestor, and a Data Bank. Squadron Crash. Psychotic Sludge, Psycanti Pledge, Mind Guard, Psy Moon, Temporal Field, Stupefy, Psycanti Practitioner, A6 Valerian, Breach City, Dragon Harness, and Psy Pyramid. I'd really like to see an A7 Valerian. That's the only major thing I haven't gotten that I'd like. C6 Psycanti Commandant. So I did not need him. This is my 7th one. So that's 2 play decks and an extra. Train Attack Shuttle, Personal Base, Atmospheric Evasion, Psycanti Practitioner, Valerian Infestor, Corporeal Field, Sonic Interference, Psycanti Duelist, Cyber Mage, Mind Turning, and a Visonic Kinesthesist. A7 Valerian, Mind Turning. Electro Field, Fighter Support, Virgins of Psy, Psycanti Muse, Starwalker, Desolation, Sonic Field, Psycanti Occultist, Psychotic Sludge, Techno Field, and a Projected Infestation. Not too bad, I guess. Not too bad. Gonna pause things here for a minute, do some sorting, and be right back. All right, so I did get a pretty decent mix of cards from each of the 3 empires in this box. Not a great mix, but a good mix. Strongest Valerian Infestor in this set was an 8. I got one of them. I got 2 Projected Infestations and 1 A7. Got full set 3 A6s. I got 3 A5s, so one could fit one more of those in the deck. Some A4s and A2s. There were no A3 Valerian Infestors, so you'd need a few more ability cards, an A1 and an A3 from somewhere else. And it'd be nice to have gotten another 7 and 8. Definitely should have gotten another 5. But this is a really nice mix. This is actually a good core, almost a complete set of Valerians to try to build a Valerian deck with. For the Visonic, I got at least one of each strength all the way up. So I got, as expected, a bunch of P1s, some P2s, and some P3s, P4s. And it starts to thin out on P5. Got 3 P5s, one of each of the P6s. Did get 3 P7s. I think these are only rare though. Not very rare. Did not get a P8. So I did get a P9 and a P10. That makes it, if you want to include the P9 and P10 in a deck, you'd have to use the exception rules to put them in since you can't support them with a P8. That kind of sucks. Now, I do have plenty of P8s and other cards, so it was the P6s that I didn't get enough of, so I'm glad I got the 2 P6s out of this box. I got the P10, P9, and again, no P8 out of this deck. Got 2 P7s, I think the 1 P6, and let's see, 3 P5s, and, a decent chunk of P1 through 4s. So basically, out of this box, I got pretty good core set of Visonics and Psycanti that could use a couple more cards to actually fill them out, and a pretty good core set of Valerians as well. So that's not a bad get for one box. But of course, the problem is you basically got 3 play decks out of 36 packs. Which, let me look at the box here. Does this one have a price on it? This one does not list a retail price. I know the 80 pack boxes were $1 each. That's expected $80 per box. This is probably uh, 2.99 each for an expected 90 or $100 per box, or it might have been 2.49. I doubt it was 1.99. That would have been $72 per box, but it could have been. It could have been $1.99. But you basically would have to do a lot of horse trading to get playable decks out of one box. And you kind of need to go more than a box to build a full play deck worth for each of these empires. Which that's very limiting. That's one of the reasons why this set kind of sucked, is that you have a lot. Most of the cards are dedicated to Psi empires. You have a good chunk of cards for that are very specific to these three empires, and not just the Psi and Valerian ability cards, but things like the '06 projected infestation or field cards. Are They can be used outside of a side deck, but you kind of have to set things up carefully to do it. And there's some of the terrain that are specific to size, and the side bases. So it's very difficult to a good get anything useful out of this unless you're either building a side deck, or you are going trading with somebody who's building a side deck, which is why, as an expansion set, this one just wasn't great. So now I have a half a box of time gates I'm going to open. Now, I did get a little squirrely and open one of the packs yesterday because I felt like it. This is the very rare card out of it, a Time Knight. Time Gate, Time Compression, Cryogenic Convict, Timekeeper, Discard Delay, Transporter, Time Exchange, Oral Correction, Quantum Occurrence, and a Shipping Delays. The Swark Breed. Now, the Swark Breed, there's actually about 5 or 6 of these, and words on his banner change through it. There's words on the playing field in the background that change, and it actually shows a phone number that you could have called back in the day. I have no idea what you would have gotten out of that phone number. I never did. I didn't know that phone number was there until years later. Okay, gonna save a few of these. And I'll just go ahead and cut. Okay, that'll be good. There we go. Time ship. Base relocation tug. Or base relocation played to a tug. Stasis canister. Unlucky crew action. Lost in space. Trophy. Fighter. Cessation of events. Cessation of time. Time thief. Anti-time exchange. And cessation of production. Not sure. Not 100% sure which one the very rare was in that. Time discrepancy. That's some nice artwork. Called timeline, oral mechanic, time enclave, time expansion, time skip, C1 Swark breed, smiling on his belt, or on his belt. Snake, oral loophole, galactinet, another shipping delays, and janitor. Time lore, that one is definitely the dream state. Cyber cyst, Swark beast, time switch, oral shuttle, the ship from the future. Discharge exchange, discard exchange, continuum disorder, time gap generator, time assault team, and a temporal snake. Time shields. This one has a hologram effect, although it's dark and not very noticeable. This one doesn't look like it's scratched. I have a couple of others that I got years ago, and they had scratches across them that I think were part of the production. This one doesn't have any scratches, so I think when they put the foil on it, it scratched those other ones. Time expansion, time skip, C1 Swark breed, which is the one they had, Pearl Snake, base relocation, stasis canister, unlucky crew action, temporal correction, quantum occurrence, shipping delays, and C5 Swark. C2/8 time night, time skip, Swark breed, coral snake, base relocation, stasis canister, unlucky crew action, lost in space, time assault team, temporal snake, temporal hole, and galactinet. Tell me when you haven't seen these cards before. That did seem to be one of the things. This is a 150 card expansion, I think, and it's like the same cards. Well of time. Out of season, accept action, evasion forced, cyber cyst, shipment, distortion generator, C1 time ship, see them all. That's one time ship. Wreckage survivors, temporal, space time, terminal judge, and a time fiend. 3/7 time night. Instant reaction, premonition, time trap, cessation of engagement, past transmission, Swark breed, research mandator, criminal judge, time fiend, time evacuation, and crew capture. Modified timeline, crew action, lost in space, trophy hunter, oral shuttle or temporal fighter, cessation of events, dream state, cyber cyst again. Veterinarians are always nice. Shipping delays, time enclave, and time tornado. Ain't got time for that. There's always time for something with this deck, this set. Anti-acceleration, timekeeper, discard delay, temporal transporter, time exchange, instant reaction, mission, time trap, time evacuation, crew capture, shipping delays, C3 Swark Breach. Keep calling it C. It's S. No, that one's C. Future ship. This one's nice. Ship is from the future. This one doubles the number of phasers on a ship. This is good for Trinoan ships, which have time phasers. This is also good for Scorpede decks, which have the phaser magnifier. So if you have twice as many phasers, you can magnify them to be even bigger. Time exchange, instant reaction. This is the second or third one I've gotten. This one had a significant rewrite for the Persona expansion, which is considered error added to this card. Premonition, time trap, cessation of engagement, past transmission, C2, Swark Breed. Out of phase world. Time wave, accelerated aging, and time screen. Air supply base, timeline, temporal mechanic, time enclave, time expansion, time skip, Swark Breed, temporal snake, good survivors. Noticed that before. That guy looks like someone I used to work with. He was an ass. Space time portal, criminal judge, time fiend. I guess if that guy used to work with a record survivor, I'd have left him on the planet. Time wave, time ship, accelerated burn, temporal shifter, space time diversion, time gate, time compression, genic convict, time merchant, time dragon. This is actually one of the better cards, although it takes a lot of ammunition. 4 to activate and then 1 more for the time breath. But this one allows you to do damage to all targets in 1 fleet. Anti-time minefield, time jump. Timeline alteration. Time enclave, time expansion, time skip, Swark Breed, Coral Snake, base relocation, stasis canister, temporal comprehension, stellar gas cloud, good survivor, space time portal. Four left. With nothing I'm really looking to get out of this, just enjoying opening packs. Time intrusion. So there's a Scorpion and Mechad barely missing each other. Cessation of engagement, past transmission, Swark, search mandator, future transmission, time capsule. There's that monster from shipping delays. He gets around. He's also on the veterinarian. Sequential continuum, shipping delays, Swark Breed C4. Oral Comprehension and Stellar Gas Cloud. Actually, now I want a C6 Swark Breed, just so I don't have to go look it up. Discard equivalency. Swark Beast. Time Switch. Pearl Shuttle. Ship from the Future. Discard Exchange. Skinned Yield. Time Wave. Monster Hull. Temporal and Storm. Hume Disorder. A Time Gap Generator. C6-4 Time Knight. Future Transmission, another time capsule. Sequential Continuum. Temporal Crinkled Timeline, Temporal Mechanic. Yeah, you've seen Crinkled Timeline, screw it. Time Enclave. Suddenly this doesn't want to focus. Been great so far. Slightly out of focus right here. Time Expansion. Resource Theft. Base Thrusters, Time Ship, Time Guardian. Actually seen this opening. It's kind of cool. Crinkled Timeline, Sequential Continuum, and a Time Capsule. One last pack, and in these packs I haven't seen one for no and ship. It's like I won't. Got a Time Machine. Research Mandator, Future Transmission, another Time Capsule, Sequential Continuum, Timeline, Mechanic, Time Enclave, Shipping Delay, C3 Swark Breed, A5, Monster Hull, and H6 Temporal Ion Storm. So here we have Smiling. Jack is coming for. Pretty sure C6 Swark Breed says you. Well, there's your warning. Smiling Jack is coming for you. Peace out. You guys have a good day, whoever watches this, if anybody does.